In 2015, a film crew led by supernatural expert Tiffany Escape spent 12 hours in what is known as one of the most haunted locations on Earth. This house that has been erased from history books and ignored by most of the outside world is known to be deadly. After much research, the crew agreed to be locked inside while they filmed and recorded their experience. Sadly, everyone, including Ms. Escape, disappeared that night, never to be heard from again. All that remains is their research, video and audio recordings from their night spent inside.
Okay, thank you for agreeing to talk with us today. Could you explain your experience with the Lockwood estate?
I was working security there, man. I saw this, apparition of this woman coming towards me. And there's nobody in this place. It's just me working. And all of a sudden, she had this weird look in her eyes. She came running towards me. And I froze. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I got as far as put my hand on my holster. And the burns had finally healed up, but next thing I remember, I woke up on the floor in a cold sweat and my nose was bleeding. I quit that job right after that, man. I hope they don't open that place up.
Having just spent a night in the attraction, I have to say that it was quite good. In fact, I think it might have been a little too good. It was very convincing. I'm left thinking that it might be authentic. I don't think that it was a mock-up at all. I think that someone just found a genuinely haunted attraction. Wow, it was quite an experience. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's into that sort of thing. Some of the things were quite thrilling, and I think I will, probably will avail myself to the thrills. I'm still recovering from some of the, I can't believe that I'm shaken by this. It takes a lot to frighten me, and I was frightened by some of the things, so, but
I didn't want to go into that house. I knew I shouldn't. I just don't know why. Just had to. Don't go into that house. I don't care. And the noises, screaming. It's like a bad knockoff of Blair Witch Project. Don't go in there. Please. For the love of God, don't go.
So right now we're outside of Lockwood Estate. Once we get inside, I'll go ahead and share my possible connection to this house. So won't be spending much time outside this evening, but I wanted you all to get a real feel for the estate. Thought I'd show you just some of the grounds. As you can see, it's rather massive. I hope we don't get lost tonight, guys. Much of the estate is surrounded by woods, even after all this time. And we're gonna go inside now. Do you guys have the camera set up? Okay, what about the mic? Are we good to go? Alright. Yep. Yeah, my end is all set up. Perfect. I'm gonna hook up to my mic then. Yep. Mic's all good to go, guys. Hello, this is Tiffany Escape, and I am inside the Lockwood House. As you can see, the staircase is behind me, and I thought that this would be a nice setting to do the backstory on this property and this house. So tonight we have multiple cameras set up around the house. They are going to be recording video and audio for us this evening. Now, the information that I'm going to share with you about this house was extremely hard to find. Unfortunately, it took me and my crew years to gather this information. There was a lot that was covered up and a lot that wasn't documented. So, let's go ahead and get started with the Lockwood House. So the Lockwood estate was built in 1902 for Henry Lockwood and his new wife, Clara. The couple were still newlyweds when they moved into the house. Henry, 18, and Clara, 17, were both from prominent families within the area. They were very well known, and this house was a wedding gift from Henry Lockwood's parents. The couple spent just under 2 years in the house before their first child was born, a boy named Jeffrey. Here he is here with his mother, Clara. In 1906, they welcomed a daughter named Ruby, And 2 years later, in 1908, they welcomed their last child, a daughter named Vivian. And here is one of the only photos of all 3 children together. Jeffrey, Ruby, and Vivian. The 3 Lockwood children. For the rest of our research, we have it timelined out. So, about a year after Vivian's birth, making it about 1909, is when we can find the reports of suspicious activity at the house. Well, there's little to go on because of the time and, well, most of, unfortunately, this house's history was covered up. It took lots of digging on our part. But what we have found, one early report states that the groundskeeper heard screaming coming from within the house. When he went to investigate the noise, all he found was Mrs. Lockwood and the 3 children asleep in the house. Other stories report of Mr. Lockwood being called from work on multiple occasions because of disturbances at the house. Mrs. Lockwood is on record stating her worries and troubles about the house, and she also did say how she did fear for her children's safety. Unfortunately, tragedy did strike the Lockwood family. On November 3rd, 1909, the oldest child, Jeffrey, fell to his death from a top-story window. It is still a mystery today why he was upstairs and how he fell from what should have been a locked window. After Jeffrey's death, we have reports from the townspeople on the Lockwoods' behavior. One says that they cut themselves off from society. Another one says no one left the house. We have also found some newspaper articles mentioning the Lockwoods family decrease in the world and society in general. On February 1st, 1910, Clara was found wandering the road outside her property. When approached, she was unresponsive, and she simply continued to walk the road before turning around and leading back into the wooded area of their property. On March 12, 1910, Clara was once again found roaming the grounds, but this time she had her 2 daughters with her. They were found by the groundskeeper, and once again Mrs. Lockwood was unresponsive. The 2 girls, however, were crying and begging to not go back to the house. Just 2 days later, Henry Lockwood was found dead in the main room of the home. While cause of death was hard to find, pieces of reports do point to stabbing. As well, some of the reports point to Clara as a suspect. Now, no one knows why, if she was innocent or if she simply got away with her husband's murder, but she was never charged or convicted of Henry's death. Henry Lockwood's death is just another mystery added to the house. After Henry's death, it's pretty obvious that the town turned on Mrs. Lockwood. We do come across a children's name in many of the reports. It looks as if many of the townspeople wanted to get the children away from Clara Lockwood. But unfortunately, they would be a little too late. One of the last reports that we have of the Lockwood family is from May 1910. The report states that Clara was found running through the property, covered in what looked to be blood. When Clara was questioned, she kept screaming that she couldn't find her daughter Ruby. A search was conducted for the oldest Lockwood daughter, but nothing was ever found. No blood, no body, and no trace of Ruby would ever be seen again. From that point, the town did step forward and take custody of the 2-year-old Vivian Lockwood. Clara Lockwood did fight for her daughter, but in the end, Vivian was taken a few towns over and would not see her mother again. A few days after Vivian was taken, Clara Lockwood was found hanging from the top banister of the house in what looked like a suicide. And that is the story of the Lockwood family. From that point, the house has been abandoned. Many people have tried visiting or gathering to this place. None of that has ended well. And most of those people refuse to return to this house now. Now, my connection to the Lockwood House. Vivian Lockwood was taken from her mother's care and moved a few towns over, as I stated. After her mother's death, Vivian Lockwood was adopted. Her records are much easier to track down. Vivian married and had 2 boys. One of those boys would also marry and have a daughter himself. That daughter would eventually become my grandmother. So yes, if all records are pointing me in the right direction, my great-great-grandmother was Vivian Lockwood, and my family used to own this house. Alright, so I am in one of the bedrooms right now. This is the room that Jeffrey Lockwood fell from the window in 1909. The window is now sealed, which I assume the Lockwood family did after his death. So this is the grand room of the house. Mr. Henry Lockwood was found dead in this room, and up the stairs is where Clara Lockwood was found after her suicide. Alright, so I'm gonna go off on my own for a little bit. Everyone is kind of sticking to their own part of the house, and I thought that I would just kind of explore and see if I can find anything. Right now, nothing much to go on. Nothing exciting happening of any sort. So I guess we'll just stay tuned until we can find anything. So right now we're just going to go over some of the recordings we've recorded so far throughout the night from some of the different rooms. I don't think we've heard anything yet. You guys heard anything? Oh. So far it's a very boring evening. But we're just gonna listen. Sounds like an old house to me. Did you hear that? No, seriously, rewind it. Stop. There. Come on, you have to have heard that. Here, do it again. No, just... Yes, I'm serious. Okay. Okay, pause it. Now turn it up. Is that children? No, that's not right. Can you hear that? So we were reviewing some of the audio that I was most interested in. I was hearing children's voices. My guys said that they didn't hear anything. So after this evening, we'll obviously take it back to be a little bit more analyzed than what we can do on site. But I heard children. I did. You guys can laugh at me all you want. I heard children's voices. So I'm not quite sure what that means. Come with us. Come with us. Come with us. So far, we haven't heard anything since the would-be children's voices. I'm just checking out this room now to see if I hear anything or if I can catch anything on my camera. So. I guess I should probably take a selfie, right? So, I'm freaking out a little bit. I was just going through the pictures I was just taking in the room, and there's nothing on any of the photos I took of the room. There's nothing. I mean, I circled the whole room taking photos, and I didn't get anything. There's nothing popping up on the recording or anything, but the selfie that I took, there's something behind me. Can you guys pull it up on the screen? I didn't see anything. There wasn't anything behind me there, but I guess I should stop taking selfies. It's fine. I'm fine. That was the whole purpose of this trip. We were supposed to find something. It's fine. I'll be fine. Now that you're inside, there won't be no leaving for you. You're stuck here, just like the rest of us. My family. Where are they? Do you know where I can find my family? Where are my children? My son Jeffrey, my daughter Ruby, and Vivian. Where is my daughter Vivian? You have to help me find my children. You have to help me. Why are you here? Shh, shh. I said, be quiet. The whole point of this was to bring the camera along so that we could document all this, so that if there was anything happening in the Lockwood House that I would be able to have proof. But I'm just finding it really hard to continue to talk to the camera. We're all feeling very strange in here. I don't know, I don't feel sick, but I feel cold. And I seem to be the one that's having the side effects in the house. The house will hear you. The house takes what it wants. The house took my children. Where are my children? Can you help me find them? Where have you seen them? My family. My children. My husband. Where are they? Now that you're inside, there will be no leaving for you. You're stuck here, just like the rest of us. Have you seen my family? Do you see them in the house? This house took everything from me. So we just tried to leave the house because, guys, are starting to feel stuff too. And apparently we can't get out. We were supposed to have access to the different skeleton keys for the house, and they are no longer in the main room. So I guess we're stuck here for the remaining time. It's not funny. Well, why would he joke about something like this? Go tell him to come back. It's not... Just... No, I need to shut the camera off. We've been in the house for just over 6 hours. It's about our halfway point for the night. What? Are you picking something up? Turn it up. Where are my children? What did that say? No, play it back. What did it say?
Child, are you my child? You're here, you must be my child.
So it's to the point that we're definitely hearing stuff and picking stuff up, and it's kind of freaking me out because I don't know. I guess everyone's stories of this place. Maybe I thought that because my family is from here that maybe I thought it wouldn't affect me. But I think I was wrong. Oh, no new update. I'm still hearing the children's voices. We got what sounds like a woman's voice earlier. But we don't have much to go on. I guess it's just the waiting game. I sense my child. You. She's mine. I can feel my blood rushing through her veins. She's come to complete the puzzle. She's one of us. And there, she belongs to the house. Are you guys cold? Temperature is dropping for sure.
You know you were sent here for a reason. It called to you. You knew where you belonged, my dear. This is your home.
Did you guys see anything on the monitors? Where'd Kevin go? We had kind of agreed that we should stay together, and I guess Kevin decided that he wanted to go exploring. I don't know if I can keep filming. I don't know if this is working. I think we need to just maybe leave. Yeah, I know that this was my idea. I'm fully aware that this was my project, but I just don't think it's going as planned. I don't know. I just don't know if I can keep talking to the camera like this. Then you come and talk to the camera. I don't know. Oh, we can't find Kevin. And I don't even know what to say, because I feel like this is my fault. It was my idea to come here. It was my choice. I don't know how to fix this. Because if what we're experiencing is supposed to be my family, then I don't know what I can do to help them. I don't know what I can say to make this better. I don't know what to do anymore. My name is Tiffany Escape. I came to the Lockwood House to try and find a piece of my history. This house was supposedly built for my great grandparents. And I wanted to know what everyone was so afraid of, I guess. I wanted my own stories of the Lockwood House. I wanted something. Maybe I wanted to know what happened to them. Maybe I wanted to see for myself. But I'm all alone now. And I don't know. I think it was a mistake coming here. I think Vivian Lockwood was taken from here for a reason, and that reason was supposed to save the rest of the family, and I made the mistake of coming back. And I don't think they're gonna let me leave. I don't know what to think